So, just so you know, there's like 45 minutes of a video previously, and now this is the second half. Sorry. So there was a backbone, but it would have been to get laid, to get intimacy, sexual pleasures, bed pleasures, not even intimacy. One thing I'm not seeing is intimacy. Into me, you see warmth, closeness, trust, vulnerability. I'm seeing bed pleasures. We have the Ace of Wands, the Two of Wands, the Four of Wands, the Three of Wands. That talks about pursuing something, chasing something, getting something, achieving something. And what that is whoopee whoopee. Now we have the Strength card, and that's when that thought came around, and that means the sex. With the Ace of Wands and the Strength card, that talks about a dick down. Excuse my language. Um, so, moving on. But this is destined. I just see that there was past lifetime stuff that needed to work out because there were lessons that weren't learned before. And the divine feminine shows up on the masculine side. That's a very good sign. But there's past lifetime stuff from before. And that's what we needed to address here. Now, I don't see a 9, but I do see a 1 plus 8, which is a hidden 9. So that would have talked about things were never said. Somebody might have not have stuck up for the other person before, stuck up for the other person before. One person might have been left out in the cold, and might not the Five of Pentacles kind of thing, more about like they allow the other person to go through persecution. They allow the other person to be confused. That might be something that's happened a lot in previous lifetimes. So I'm detecting that in a previous lifetime there might have been some abuse, mostly verbal. Maybe even a little bit of I'm hearing sabotage, the word sabotage. One thing I want to say is that the masculine is a lot more loving. The masculine is open, receptive with their feelings. They're communicative and expressive of their feelings. I'm sorry, there's just a current spiritual attack. I know exactly who it is, and she can go fucking step in front of a bus. That's all I'm gonna say and move on. Excuse me, everybody, but sometimes you really just gotta call it what it is. I don't like haters. There's no reason to be a toxic person, to be a hater. You need to get something going on for yourself. Bless you and your ancestors. Peace be upon you. Wa alaikum. Okay. So there is a lot of karma being healed. I've seen that a few times. So let's talk about that. The death card would talk karmically about a cycle having gone a few lifetimes, especially right out the gate. It would talk about a cycle having gone a few lifetimes and not having been completed. It would talk about having to really get something done. Now, also, when it's a twin flame connection, a karmic connection turning into the twin flame, I need to see that early on to know that there's a transition. Okay, we've left the karma and now we're moving back into the twin. Because before they would have came together, the spiritual union would have came together, and it would have they would have chosen to heal separately. And that those cycles tend to persist. And I think the universe is like, there's been too many lifetimes where this hasn't completed. Because on the feminine side, it was like, dude, we need a full completion, man. Like, we can't keep trying. We need to move this connection forward, or I need to move on. Okay, so that's just that, because there is the wrapping up, and then again on the female side, finally this might be the lifetime where it happens, is what the female is saying, or the feminine is saying. Like, okay, we need to close this cycle. There's an open loop here, an unexpressed objection, a premeditated, unexpressed, unmitigated resentment, an unknown conflict, obstacle, and there is past lifetime karma. There is past lifetime crap. So let's keep going here. I'm just a little bit disappointed. Disappointed, truly. Like this divine feminine, they had high hopes, openness, and receptivity at one time. And this person over here was intentionally confusing. For what reason, I don't know. Mainly out of fear and ego. Now, the ego was on the grounds of them wanting things to go a certain way or be a certain way. Okay, good luck with that. That's not how the universe or the divine works, and that should be obvious. If it isn't, don't be calling yourself divine nothing. So the feminine does get karmic justice here. And the masculine was under judgment. Now, what that is, what that looks like, I don't actually know. I'm so curious. I'm sensing you look for Saturn and Jupiter when that happens, and we don't have it. They were defensive about something. They might have been pushing something back. They might have been the runner. Because the female ran, but it was a walk. It was a slow, sturdy walk up to higher ground, because she was like, homie, I can't even pretend that this is something enough. I can't even pretend that this is sufficient. This is petty. This is bunk. This is disappointing. So both of these people needed time alone. They weren't going to heal together. I'd like to know really, truly, genuinely why. But there was some inability to let them in, and I think it was the masculine not letting the feminine in. So the masculine comes back searching for the light, seeing if there's any illumination here, and the feminine says, it's always been here, but you can't come to see if I'm another option. I need to be your choice, is what the feminine is saying here. I'm not an option. I'm the choice. I'm the end all. I'm the be all. I'm the first thing in the morning, last thing at night. If it's not like that, then bye. Matter of fact, stay right here. I'm gone. So the masculine comes in, trying to manifest something. So it does also seem like he might be looking to throw some dick. I don't know another way to say that. He might be feeling a little bit randy, and it's not, but he still gives off that energy for some reason. And see, I'm calling him he, because not everybody looking at the divine masculine is a male. But right now, what I just said, that's designed for a masculine, a male gendered person. Hit that like button, please. Um, it's for masculine. It's for masculine. Because there's just a lot of sex energy, and the feminine isn't very receptive, although they do enjoy and passion and romance. The feminine keeps pushing clarity, please, 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 clarity, please. And she gets it. They get it. But when there's the Hermit for the combined energy, it means a freeze, ice, Isa. Now, also one thing I'm detecting, because we got to give a spiritual when, okay, there's that devil. We got to give a spiritual, just for a second, because the Magician's there and the Hermit. Lemitia is when one person has a very spiritual life. And actually, what I'm detecting is both of these people have spirits of their own. The feminine is a Tasi, meaning they're an attendant to a high priest or an attendant to a teacher. And the masculine is undeclared. They may be a little bit bigger than that. I'm hearing hun. Can we hun see, hun no, don't know, don't care right now. The situation is that when they show up, they have their spiritual nature. When they show up, they have their spirits with them, their guides, their ascended masters, their angels, their ancestors. And those need to be prioritized or they need to be integrated into the union. That might have been some part of the reason that this wasn't coming together because they were doing it improperly. Meaning these weren't peasant souls, these weren't petty humans, these were divine beings who were deciding to live their lower nature, their lower self at one time or another. Many of us for many years are ignorant of our true purpose, our true nature, which is our spiritual journey, our spirit karma life path journey, destination. So now the masculine has practical knowledge, okay, about spirituality. The feminine is dripping in spirituality. She's sitting on a throne of everything needing to match her intuition, but also be factual. So it's not just love, it's not just light, it's also logic. Great, because before it was romance, and if you lose yourself to feelings once and you get heartbroken, you're gonna be a little bit prickly. So now we have this tower. So this tower is the blinding flash of the obvious. It's that inciting incident that brings you to awareness of what it is. So truths come out, things that are hidden come out. Basically, everything in that tower gets exposed. This can also be getting struck with Cupid's arrow, not so. This is the actual event of recognition. And this is on the masculine side. So there is secrets. And the masculine is the keeper of the secrets, the keeper of the mysteries. Even though this seems like it can grow into something, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I think they're going to close out the cycle and prepare for other cycles with other people. I really, truly do. I really, really, truly do. Now, I'll check and double check, but I feel like they're going to wrap something up and close something out. Differences for different folks. If anything I say resonates deeply with you, you can go ahead and check the resources in the show notes. Go ahead and get yourself um, a discounted reading. I'll be discounting the readings until the 22nd of February, but specifically the love readings. Okay. Yeah. Because there's going to have to be a dismantleization on the feminine side. And we leave this cycle not being able to. Either there needs to be a different spiritual perspective that can happen because insights are coming out here on the feminine side. The combined energy right now is the hangman. So the hangman means surrender, sacrifice. It can talk about any type of Vishnu spirit. So Narishmi, Hayagriva, Dattatreya. It can talk about, we don't have a lot of war here. Oh, no, we do. I'm hearing Varahi. Well, that's Lakshmi's warrior form. This is God. God takes on 24 different forms in the physical. Lord Vishnu. So there's different forms here, and since they're both sharing it, what it is they're coming into understanding that, okay, withdrawal versus detachment. If I detach from this union, what did it teach me? What did it give me? It gave me myself. If you lose somebody and you gain yourself, you won. And see, the thing about life, the thing about love, the thing about money is we're always afraid to lose. We're always afraid to go without. And see, if you don't have God, you're always going to be afraid. You're always going to be bound in karma, because that's the devil. The devil keeps you stuck. The devil binds you to some low vibrational stuck thinking. Now, so that's just the thing. Y'all need to see something from a different perspective. So it's always a surrender. It's always a sacrifice. It's never a no. It's a not now. And when things start moving again, it's when you see things from a different perspective. And the spiritual perspective, unfortunately, the masculine's going to have to get some insight. The feminine's going to get a blinding flash of the obvious. They're really going to have some type of awakening, but it's not an aha moment. It's a ground shattering truth. Clarity comes on her side. So now we have the divine masculine, and he's in the center. Not on her side, not on his side. He's in the shared energy that we've gone through the whole story. Strength, courage, and wisdom. Okay, so let's see here. Mastering others is strength. Mastering yourself is true power. This card comes to you. This card comes to you to remind you of your inner strength and courage. Okay. Although you may be feeling weary and hopeless at this time, do not lose faith and heart. You are a lot stronger than you realize. Indestructible, just so you know. Moving through this chapter of your life, you will understand the lesson of having to release your inner resistance and fears. By uncovering your true strength, you will have the courage to move through it with clarity, understanding, and compassion. Self-love and self-compassion is the only thing you ever need. That and your God. Your powers for strength have been heard. Release all fears that you're blocking spiritual guidance. Yeah, release all fears that you're blocking spiritual guidance. Break down walls. Breaking down walls will help you to see, dear one, all of the synchronicities and signs communicated to you. The spirit teachers of love and light wish only to serve the highest good for all, to offer guidance, to offer love, and to offer reminders of what you already hold within yourself. Unlimited potential, gold, true divinity, diamonds. You hold so much strength, you hold so much courage and determination and perseverance. The first step in uncovering and embracing your true strength is to accept your current state, whether it is vulnerability, powerlessness, emotional fragility, or weakness. The second step is surrendering to the universal life force of love. Mhm. Allow the third step, empowerment, to flow into your life naturally. Strength and empowerment will come. Use this chapter to find your deepest source of strength, to renew your faith, and to be all that you truly are, a spiritual warrior living in conscious freedom. All right. So the prayer here is, Great Spirit, guide me through this period. Give me insight, give me courage, give me strength. I need these things to cultivate the source of strength already within me. The associated chakras are the sacral and the solar plexus. Mastering yourself is strength. Mastering others is true power. Lao Tzu. Give me a moment, my darlings. We need to charge the machine. Machina. Machina. Okay, one moment. Un momento, por favor. Pardon the hand and the brrr. Okay, so we got one more. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, so we're going to be reading card number 35. That was card number 30. Walk your truth. Walk that truth. Please walk that truth. Okay, so let's see. What it gotta say to us today? Hi, Claire. Bye, Claire. Okay, maybe not. Maybe the glade's gonna hang out for a minute. Okay, I'll be lost in this forever, so y'all pardon me. Thank you. See your light and know your power. Have the courage to walk your truth. Affirmation: I am guided by the universal spirit of love as I follow my heart in all that I do. Open that heart, open that throat. True empowerment comes from walking, living, and speaking your truth. Having the courage to be guided by your heart and following your dreams. Do not be afraid to shine your magnificent light as a result of the opinions and the judgment and the hatred and the nastiness of others. You might be ridiculed, scorned, attacked, hated, and your choices mocked with disapproval, hateful eyes. But understand this, dear one, others mock and criticize from a place of fear within them. A fear that keeps them trapped in the darkness, trapped in repetitive will of illusions and hatred. By breaking free and walking the true path of your heart, you step off the merry-go-round of cyclic pain and leave the ones who scorn you behind in the dust and the darkness. Do not be surprised when others do everything and anything to discourage you from walking your path back into the heart. In time, those that ridiculed you and judged you will be so inspired by your courage and ability to stand strong, they will gravitate towards you like moths to a flame, with hunger to know your secret and to touch your light. Your light will shine so bright that it will inspire others to find the courage within them to also follow their heart and true calling and to live in the light and to live in the love. By walking in truth, you connect to the highest powers of love and enter this amazing world of manifestation. Stand strong during this testing time and stay true to your heart. You are not alone during this process of having to defend your life, your soul, your light, and your reasons to believe. Synchronistic events will bring you to the right people and to the conditions to encourage you on this chosen path because you are chosen. You're being guided by the holy light and the Holy Spirit of love. So stay strong, stay open, stay loving, stay free, and stay with a positive outcome that will be assured. Affirmation: I am guided by the universal spirit of love as I follow my heart in all that I do. Associated chakras of the heart and the throat. See your light and know your power. Have the courage to walk your truth. Let's do some healing prayers, y'all. Yes, y'all, let's do the healing prayer, healing process. Close your eyes, my darlings. Close them and relax. Focus your breath for several moments. Imagine the external world fading away and allow yourself to step into your heart as though within you there is a silent, vast, open space. That space will be within and peaceful. Sense, see, or feel that deep within. Okay, one more time. Sense, see, or feel that deep within that space, a tender young shoot is rising out of the earth. With tremendous courage and focus, it has summoned the energy to crack through that seed that once contained all of its life force. And it is reaching directly up towards the light, boldly determined to become full, mature. Imagine that you are joyfully, lovingly, and consciously standing your guard over that shoot. From a loving, aware, and strong space, you firmly move on. Any big muddy boots that would step on it, or devouring insects that look rather interested in that tasty young morsel, you do this easily and effectively whilst remaining centered in your heart. Around you and the shoot, there are so many beings of unconditional love. These are your ancestors, these are your spiritual guides, these are beings of light and angelic beings. You sense darkness rise, but also fall around you, and the circle of light created by your love and the beings supporting you to protect this tender young shoot. You can notice that the rise and the fall of darkness while remaining calm, centered, and attached in your heart as you focus your love on this young plant. Watch it respond and grow strong. All is well. You may whisper to it, you are safe, and you will grow strong and thrive through unconditional love, so be it. In your own time, just open your eyes as though you have completed your healing process. At any time, you can return and repeat that process, especially if you feel anxiety or fear about your new life being able to sustain itself and become strong. There's no need to worry, my dear. Just treat such feelings as an intuitive sign that this healing process will be helpful for you, and repeat it. You can do it daily for weeks or months. If you are going through any particularly vulnerable period in your life, it will never do you any harm. It will only help and support you. That affirmation prayer is, you are safe and you will grow strong and thrive through unconditional love, so be it. They were mentioning some other oracles that if they come out, we should do the thing. So why don't I go find that? Defend to the end what is worthwhile. I'm gonna do that. And then she feels she knows. Well, homegirl, I don't know the number those are at. Why don't you just help me with the cheat sheet? Okay, so number 23. Oh, I love that number. It means the crown. 23 means the crown. The crown. And then she feels she knows. What number is that? Oh, number 22. Oh, okay. You know, my name equals 22 and 33 and 44. So, yeah, I love the master numbers because I am masterful. All right. An illumination is erupting from within you as a vision that is bringing what was once obscured into clarity. That is not likely to happen as a blinding, shocking insight, but more a softer, gentle knowing. It is like knowing something without exactly understanding when or how you came to know it. This insight will assist you, and you are asked to honor it. You will know which insight it is at the right time. Your heart will tell you. You are therefore being asked to rely upon the clarity that is coming to you now, or has just recently come, gently but firmly from that place of knowing, intend to act and take your next steps forward. This oracle comes with guidance, particularly about long range and long term developments. Something that is far bigger than the immediate situation, issue, or moment is of importance to you now. Although you will only have a dim sense of what that possibility at best although you will also have a dim sense of what that possibility is at best, the situation you find yourself in right now may not be one of joy, but in time you will come to understand more of the bigger picture. hmm You will come to see why things are happening as they are and how you are being helped onto the next stage of your path, even though it may be looking like an obstacle is in front of you right now. You're being asked to think in terms of your long term happiness. Sometimes this warrants change or even temporary restrictions in the short term. If you cannot see how the present can possibly become what you sense the future to be, this message is especially relevant. Through the natural process of transformation, great leaps are indeed possible. You simply must be prepared to surrender into that process with absolute trust. This oracle brings you specific guidance. The situations of your current life are particularly geared towards a more significant manifestation that is coming to you according to your life path and purpose. This is a stage of preparation and of building a foundation that will hold you strong and centered as your creative journey unfolds and your life path becomes ever more brilliant and luminous. So keep plugging away. Yup. Remain patient, but most of all, be hopeful and trust in the light that you sense ahead of you. For it is the light that is within you, simply revealed more fully. It could never be tamed, it could never be stolen. And all of this is happening now, is happening to you to that end. Healing process. Stand with your, I'm just going to say the prayer. I feel the light of all that I am and will be unfolding from within me now. I surrender what is into the loving fire of transformation, the light of which illuminates the present and manifests the future in the highest creative expression of unconditional love. So be it. And then we have the next one. Defend to the end what is worthwhile. I don't have the cards. I'm so sorry, y'all. Beneath the illusions, pretty as they may seem, you know what is real. Beneath the lies, sweet as though they may sound, you know what is worthwhile. All that is genuinely and truly essential for the heart to throb with life is worthwhile. Anything that dulls it or suffocates its vibrant aliveness must be questioned, challenged, and more than likely cast aside, for the heart is our key to living an authentic life. What is there once that is compromised now? Hmm? Without its foundation of truth, we are to be forever lost in confusion, doubt, and fear. You know, I rebuke in the name of Jesus, I rebuke in the name of Javioso any spirit of malice, any spirit of malcontent, any spirit of confusion. Out, out, out. I banish, I forbid your return. I rebuke thee, I rescind thee, I revoke thee. Down. Confusion is unacceptable. Anything in the spirit of confusion is unacceptable. You are a sacred warrior, defender of the heart. You have cried genuine tears of your own grief and also the grief of the world. You have raged at injustice and oppression in your own life and in this world. You have felt the need to protect the presence of love. For whilst it is exceptionally powerful, it can too easily be smothered under lies and fear. The sacred warrior must not heed the dangerous voices that say, oh, stop being so sensitive. Stop making such a big deal out of things. Love is the biggest deal there is. What else is there worth being so sensitive about? The sacred warrior is vigilant that the presence of love is not chipped away by fear, by criticism, by doubt, by truths, by untruths, or by confusion. Even if others find this unflinching honesty of your feelings so difficult to handle, even if those feelings are expressed with gentleness and compassion, the sacred warrior honors the task of being more faithful to love than to anything else. This includes the fear of loss. Actually, it includes the fear of anything at all. This oracle brings the guidance to honor even the smallest steps in your path of the sacred warrior. They are no less important than the more noticeable or dramatic actions on the path. One single misstep can begin a landslide of great devastation. Being vigilant with what is meaningful and what is truthful, even in the smallest and seemingly most insignificant of ways, strengthens the sacred warrior and prevents darkness from gaining a stronghold from the inside. The darkness will be intelligent, it will be cunning, baffling, sneaky, and deceptive. It will tell you that it does not matter, that this one time you can forget what you promised, that you are just one person, and that you cannot make a difference in any way. The darkness will lure you into sleepy ambivalence and dull your light. It will, if you allow it to. The sacred warrior within you will fight with love and honor to be true to what has meaning, and never, ever allow it to be cast aside, even if it seems easier in the moment to lay down and die. The sacred warrior finds joy and humor in life to prevent the seriousness of the task from stifling the heart that just wants to live and to be free and love. The joy brings strength to the warrior and expanded release, relaxed awareness that can sense the presence of fear, whether it is masked in anger, doubt, hatred, or jealousy, and immediately respond to it with fierce compassion. The sacred warrior will not allow fear to gain a stronghold on the heart. Mm-mm. This oracle has very special guidance for you, my dear beloved. You are being asked to stay strong and to stand your ground. This might be a big emotional journey that feels like a fight of your life. It might be in a matter that does not seem to hold very much importance either. Perhaps, for example, you are contemplating the idea and feel that it could be something, but those around you declare it is nothing, much. Too impractical, too little, or too much. However, what is happening or soon will be happening is worthwhile. So hold tight. Ask for help through these healing processes and stay true to the sacred warrior of love that you are and defend to the end what is worthwhile. Put your hands over your heart and call upon the sacred and say out loud, I call upon the sacred warriors of unconditional love. I ask for support, protection, assistance, and intervention on my behalf through unconditional love, that which is truly worthwhile, for the light and the life of the heart to be protected and preserved within me and within the world for the greater good through my own free will, so be it. I repeat, I call upon the sacred warriors of unconditional love. I ask for support. I ask for protection. I ask for assistance. And I ask for intervention on my behalf through unconditional love, that whatever is truly worthwhile for the light and the life of the heart be protected and be preserved within me and within the world for the greater good and through my own free will, so be it. One more time, everybody, I call upon the sacred warriors of unconditional love. I ask for support. I ask for protection. I ask for assistance, and I ask for intervention on my behalf through unconditional love, that what is truly worthwhile for the light and the life of the heart be protected and be preserved within me and in the world for the greater good through my own free will, so be it. What it is, how it is, so be it. Okay, so we did that thing. So again, just in recap, close my book on that like that. To recap, I don't really sense that they're coming together to stay together. I sense that they're coming together to heal an open wound that was festering. The female, the feminine, was wanting, wishing, hoping, praying for some clarity. They kept coming up against some feelings that they thought they moved on because they found their power. Love not being served, I'm going to keep it moving. However, they kept being dragged back. Okay? The masculine does pull through, come through. And unfortunately, it's for everything, to get a commitment and to dick her down. I'm just going to say it like that. It's been an honor and a pleasure to serve you. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to do so. If anything I said resonates deeply with you, go ahead and check the information in the show notes. In a day or so, I will announce the fire sale. Please remember to comment, like, share, subscribe, share with your mama and with your friends. Bye.